Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm here with Seb. Say hi.
Hi.
And today we're going to do a little hands-on experiment, an owl pellet dissection. And so I'll tell you a little bit about how we became interested in such a topic. We were reading these first big book of why. All my kids have really loved these. It's just fun facts about animals, and some of them are pretty grotesque, and all my boys really seem to like that. And we read about why do owls throw up? And there was a lot of information here about why owls throw up and what they throw up. And so we thought it would be a really interesting science experiment to do hands-on since we're at home this week. And it is also something that you can do at home. I bought a few sets of dissection kits and owl pellets. If you want to do these and you have young kiddos at home, definitely like this video. And the first 5 likes, I will mail off the packages for you. Now, when we started to become interested in owls, we were so fascinated for a lot of reasons. And one of the most common scientific methods used to study and compare diets of owls is the owl pellet dissection. And so that's what we're going to do today. But we're not going to use a scientific method today. We are going to use something else because we have a 6-year-old who's in 1st grade and we want to make sure we match our cheeks. So,
Good girl.
So tell me, what do you want to know today while we do this experiment? What is something that you want to know?
The owl pellets. What's inside the owl pellets.
So under here, right, what do you want to know is about the owl pellets, but what is it you already know? Because you read a little bit.
They grow up.
They do. And so why don't you write that? You can write under what I know, write things about owls that you know.
They have owl pellets, and we want to see what's inside.
What is inside? Okay, so we filled out the first 2 columns of our chart, what I want to know, and little Sebby says he knows already that they throw up, they drop pellets, and they hunt at night. And now he wants to know what is inside those pellets so he can find out exactly what they eat. So we're going to give a break to this little chart for a second, and we're going to go ahead and get started in our hands-on experiment.
So,
when you first get your owl pellet in the mail, or you can go out and find them, but this is how they come if you buy them. And you can go to any cheap website, owl pellets. Just Google owl pellets. They're very, very cheap because there's an abundance of them, so you can get tons. It comes in this little foil wrapper. And like we read in our book before, we know that the things that these owls regurgitate comes up in a little ball. So all of your little pellets will come in a ball that looks about like this. There are some larger than others, so it depends on obviously what that owl has been munching on. So Seb is going to carefully open his package and show us what's inside. And he's going to be very, very careful to use the tools that were provided, because if we reach in with our hands and we start grabbing, we might end up breaking something. And we don't know, there could be a bone or something really important in there. What does it look like so far? Oh, wow.
a bone.
Okay, separate
More
out.
bones, more bones, more bones.
Okay, don't break them. Be careful. Want some help?
Nope, I already got one out.
Okay, just separate them to the side and then we'll go find out what kind of bone it is. I'm seeing a lot of
Bones?
and wow. Looks like feathers.
Oh,
Well,
that was blood.
I'll find one. I'll find it.
Oh, I see a little piece.
Be gentle. I'm gonna give you a separate plate so that you can lay your bones out.
Okay. And here, body.
And those are the different things that have already been found that we're looking at that came out. Be gentle.
What's up already, guys? We're already done.
So we have taken apart all of the pieces gently of our owl pellets, and we're trying to match them up because what we notice, what we think is hair, feather, fur, things that aren't digestible. We think that we have maybe a couple of different critters that this owl tried to eat or ate, a mouse, a bird, and a rat. And so now Seb's going to take each of those bone parts or feathers, anything that's left over that couldn't be digested in the owl's stomach, and he's going to try to put them in categories where he thinks they look like they might belong to that animal, so we can have a clear idea of what this owl ate. And keep in mind when you're doing this, some of your children at home might say that you're playing in owl poop. Well, you're not really playing in owl poop because this was pieces of the prey that never really was digested. It just kind of ended up balling together in the owl's stomach, and then later he threw them up. So what'd you find, Seb?
Not yet. Nothing.
Try these. These look like they could be femurs.
Okay.
And there's so many of them.
I know which one is which one. This one matches this one.
Good. Which animal is that?
Rat.
Okay.
Because it is the same look.
So a couple of things when you're doing this with your kiddos. We have a little bit of vocabulary because he's obviously a first grader. So we wanted to talk about what is prey, what is predator, things like that. Oh, you found it.
This has a lump on it. And this picture has a lump on it.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we definitely know this owl ate a rat. That's just too cool. So we're going to continue doing this experiment, and then we'll talk about it, finish our KWLW chart when we come back, and then we're going to write about it. So we'll see you soon.